Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Balsa Williams and with me is Ramya with the Midday News. The headlines. President Ramnath Kovind leads the nation in celebrating Constitution Day today, says development journey of India progressing on the strength of the Constitution. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says duty of citizens is to protect the rich values of the Constitution and introspect its significance. Over 120 crore 27 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.33%. Centre caution states as new COVID variant detected in South Africa, Hong Kong and Botswana asked to conduct rigorous screening of all incoming passengers from affected countries. Nation pays tribute to martyrs of the 26/11 terror attack on its 13th anniversary. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio on Sunday. Today is National Milk Day. And in sports, PV Sindhu sails into semi-finals of Indonesia Open in Bali. In Kanpur cricket test, New Zealand were 54 for no loss against India in their first innings of the second day at the Green Park Stadium. As India created history by administering over 100 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. During the festival season, please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And other news in detail. President Ramnath Kovind today led the nation in reading the preamble to the Constitution of India.
हम भारत के लोग भारत को एक संपूर्ण प्रभुत्व संपन्न समाजवादी पंथ निरपेक्ष लोकतंत्रात्मक गणराज्य बनाने के लिए तथा उसके समस्त नागरिकों को सामाजिक, आर्थिक और राजनैतिक न्याय, विचार, अभिव्यक्ति, विश्वास, धर्म और उपासना की स्वतंत्रता, प्रतिष्ठा और अवसर की समता प्राप्त कराने के लिए तथा उन सब में व्यक्ति की गरिमा और राष्ट्र की एकता और अखंडता सुनिश्चित करने वाली बंधुता बढ़ाने के लिए दृढ़ संकल्प होकर अपनी इस संविधान सभा में आज तारीख 26 नवंबर 1949 ईस्वी को एतद द्वारा इस संविधान को अंगीकृत, अधिनियमित और आत्मार्पित करते हैं.
Speaking at the celebration of Constitution Day in the Central Hall of Parliament, Mr. Kovind said the Constitution connects all Indians. He said 72 years ago in this Central Hall, the framers of the Constitution had adopted this document for a bright future of independent India. The President said,
इंग्लैंड और अमेरिका जैसे देशों में महिलाओं को लंबे संघर्ष के बाद मताधिकार प्राप्त हो सका था, परंतु हमारे देश में न केवल महिलाओं को आरंभ से ही मताधिकार प्रदान किया गया, बल्कि कई महिलाएं संविधान सभा की सदस्य भी थीं और उन्होंने संविधान के निर्माण में अपना अभूतपूर्व योगदान दिया था. हम भारत के लोग ये गर्व से कह सकते हैं कि हमारे संविधान के निर्माण में फाउंडिंग फादर्स के साथ साथ फाउंडिंग मदर्स ने भी अपना योगदान दिया है.
The President also released digital versions of the Constituent Assembly debates and a calligraphed copy of the Indian Constitution with amendments made to date. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu said during the 254th session of the Rajya Sabha, the productivity dipped to 29.6%. Mr. Naidu bemoaned that it means that the Rajya Sabha has lost about 70% of the functional time. He said all concerned need to ponder over the fact of rendering legislature dysfunctional. The Vice President said the preamble summarizes the philosophy of the Constitution in which people preferred India to be a democratic republic.
Our Constitution, in essence, is a statement of values, ideas, ideals, seeking to ensure justice, liberty, and equality for all in the true spirit of fraternity, and is a guide to peaceful democratic transformation, enabling the people to fulfill their aspirations. As we are all aware, it was the people of India who gave themselves this constitution through their elected representatives in the Constituent Assembly. The preamble summarizes the philosophy of the constitution, in which the people preferred our country to be a democratic republic, thereby indicating the instrumentalities by which the intended socio-economic transformation was to be achieved.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the constitution was drafted after many hindrances and united the princely states in the country. Mr. Modi said Constitution Day is the day to salute this house, where many of India's leaders brainstormed to frame the Constitution of India.
आज का दिवस इस सदन को प्रणाम करने का है, क्योंकि इसी पवित्र जगह पर महीनों तक भारत के विद्वज्जनों ने, एक्टिविस्टों ने देश के उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए व्यवस्थाओं को निर्धारित करने के लिए मंथन किया था, और उसमें से संविधान रूपी अमृत हमें प्राप्त हुआ है, जिसने आजादी के इतने लंबे कालखंड के बाद हमें यहाँ पहुंचाया है। आज पूज्य बापू को भी नमन करना है। आजादी की जंग में जिन जिन लोगों ने अपना बलिदान दिया, अपना जीवन खपाया, उन सबको भी नमन करने का यह अवसर है।
The Prime Minister said the Constitution is not just a collection of clauses but is a great tradition of millennia. He emphasized that Samvidhan Divas should have been celebrated every year after 1950 to inspire coming generations and answer their questions. He said this day should also be celebrated to evaluate whether what we do is right or not. Taking a dig at dynast parties, the Prime Minister said if a party is run by one family for many generations, it is not good for a healthy democracy. The Prime Minister said the duty as citizens is to protect the rich values that the Indian Constitution has charted for us and introspect its significance in our lives every year. He said while the nation is commemorating Samvidhan Divas today, the nation should not forget the brave hearts who countered the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks and the ones who lost their lives.
भारत के संविधान में सूचित देश के सामान्य मानवी की रक्षा की जिम्मेवारी के तहत अनेक हमारे वीर जवानों ने उन आतंकवादियों से लोहा लेते लेते अपने आप को समर्पित कर दिया, सर्वोच्च बलिदान दिया। मैं आज 26/11 को उन सभी बलिदानियों को भी आदरपूर्वक नमन करता हूं।
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla said the Constitution of India is like a modern version of the Gita for all that motivates to work for the nation. Mr. Birla said if each one of us commits to working for the country, then Ek Bharat, Shresht Bharat can be built. Union ministers, many MPs and ambassadors of different countries were also present in the Central Hall of Parliament.
The Tribal Affairs Ministry has stepped up focus on tribal welfare as the nation celebrates Constitution Day today. It said several provisions have been incorporated in the Constitution for safeguarding and promoting the interests and rights of the scheduled tribes in various spheres and enable them to join the national mainstream. The ministry, in coordination with state tribal research institutes, has been organizing training programs for the officers of state governments responsible for implementing the acts related to tribal welfare. In an exclusive talk with AIR News, Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra extended greetings to all the citizens on the occasion of Constitution Day. He informed that the Constitution vests the superintendent's direction and control of conduct of all elections to Parliament and state legislature in the Election Commission. Highlighting the importance of right to vote guaranteed by the Constitution, Mr. Chandra said,
संविधान 18 वर्ष की आयु पार कर चुके प्रत्येक भारतीय नागरिक को मत देने का अधिकार देता है। आप अपने इस अधिकार की महत्ता को समझें और पूर्णतः उपयोग करें। आयोग स्पेशल समरी रिवीजन और फोटो इलेक्टोरल रोल के माध्यम से लगातार मतदाता पंजीकरण पर जोर दे रहा है। सभी नागरिकों से अनुरोध है कि यदि आप 1 जनवरी 2022 तक 18 वर्ष की आयु पूरी कर रहे हैं तो खुद को मतदाता सूची में जरूर पंजीकृत कराएं और 100% मतदान के हमारे लक्ष्य को पूरा करने में अपना महत्वपूर्ण योगदान दें। साथियों, भारत निर्वाचन आयोग सतत रूप से चुनावी प्रक्रिया को पारदर्शी, निष्पक्ष और मतदाताओं के लिए सरल, सुगम एवं सहज बनाए रखने हेतु प्रतिबद्ध रहा है और आगे भी रहेगा।
On the occasion of Constitution Day, employees of Prasar Bharati today read the preamble of the Constitution. The personnel of All India Radio and Doordarshan read the preamble at their respective premises.
The first domestic flight from the recently inaugurated Kushinagar International Airport took off for Delhi today. UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath congratulated everyone on the occasion. In a tweet, the Chief Minister said, "It is a flight of the comprehensive development of Uttar Pradesh." More than 120 crore 27 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said more than 83 lakh 88,000 doses were administered in the last 24 hours. The ministry said a total of 10,549 new cases were reported during the same period. India's active caseload stands at 1,10,133. The recovery rate is currently at 98.33%, the highest since March 2020. A total of 9,868 people recovered in the last 24 hours. Daily positivity rate is at 89%, which is less than 2% for last 53 days. The Union Government has said more than 133 crore 44 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been provided to states and Union territories so far. The Health Ministry today said more than 22 crore 70 lakh unutilized vaccine doses are still available with the states and UTs to be administered.
A COVID-19 super spreader incident is reported in SDM Medical College hostel near Dharwad in Karnataka. Out of 400 students tested for the viral infection, 66 were tested COVID positive yesterday, and today another 116 medical students are tested positive, thereby taking the total to 182. More from our correspondent.
The Dharwad District Deputy Commissioner Nitish K. Patil has informed today that the primary and secondary contacts of the COVID positive persons are being located. It is said that an event organized to welcome freshers to the MBBS course in the college has led to many contracting the virus. Till now, 690 persons have undergone RT-PCR and RAT tests. The Deputy Commissioner has informed that all the students tested positive were inoculated with both the doses of the vaccine and hence have mild symptoms. The district administration has requested persons who had attended the freshers event to undergo the test. Holiday has been declared to schools and colleges situated 500 meters around SDM Medical College as a precautionary measure. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
The centre has cautioned states and union territories against the new variant of COVID-19 detected in South Africa and 2 other countries. A new variant of COVID-19 has been detected in Botswana, South Africa and Hong Kong that is the most mutated version of the virus yet, according to experts. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan has written to additional Chief Secretaries or Principal Secretaries or Secretaries of all states and union territories stating multiple cases of a COVID-19 variant B11529 have been reported in the 3 countries. He asked all the states and union territories to conduct rigorous screening and testing of all international travellers coming from or transiting through South Africa, Hong Kong and Botswana. We spoke to Niti Aayog member VK Paul about the new variant coming up in some countries.
हमें अभी भी याद रखना चाहिए कि ये महामारी खत्म नहीं हुई। वायरस अभी भी दुनिया में और देश में मौजूद है और हम देख रहे हैं कि बाहर के देशों में, खासकर यूरोप में, बहुत बड़े जोरों पर ये वायरस फिर अपना इफेक्ट दिखा रहा है। केसेस हो रहे हैं, हॉस्पिटल एडमिशन हो रहे हैं, आईसीयूज भरने शुरू हो गए हैं। तो हमें मैसेज यही है कि हम मेहनत करें, वैक्सीन लगाएं, मास्क भी लगाएं, सोशल डिस्टेंस दूरी भी रखें और ये जो प्रिकॉशंस हैं इनको हमें लेते रहना है। हमें अभी भी चौकस रहना है। वायरस अपना प्रारूप भी बदलता है, अपना बिहेवियर भी बदलता है। ये अभी वक्त वही है कि हम अब पूरा अपनी चौकसी रखें, अपने को बचा के रखें। जिसको वैक्सीन नहीं लगा वो जल्दी से जल्दी वैक्सीन लगाए।
The World Health Organization (WHO) is monitoring the new variant of corona with numerous mutations called B11529, which has been detected in South Africa in small numbers. A WHO expert group will meet today to discuss what it may mean for vaccines and treatments. The UK announced it would ban flights from 6 African countries, including South Africa, starting from today. In our bilingual live phone-in program Corona Jagrukta series, Dr. Piyush Ranjan of AIIMS, New Delhi will be with us tonight to answer queries related to coronavirus. Listeners can ask questions to the expert from 9:30 p.m. on toll-free number 1800115767. Repeat 1800115767 and on telephone number 01123314444. Repeat 01123314444. You can also post your queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This live program can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website, newsonair.nic.in, and YouTube channel News on AIR Official.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. President Ramnath Kovind leads the nation in celebrating Constitution Day today, says development journey of India progressing on the strength of Constitution. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says duty of citizens is to protect the rich values of the Constitution and introspect its significance. Over 120 crore 27 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.33%. Centre cautions states as new COVID variant detected in South Africa, Hong Kong and Botswana. Asks to conduct rigorous screening of all incoming passengers from affected countries. Nation pays tribute to martyrs of the 26/11 terror attack on its 13th anniversary. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio on Sunday. Today is National Milk Day. And in sports, ace shuttler PV Sindhu storms into semi-finals of the Indonesian Open in Bali, beating South Korea's Sim Yoo-jin. In Kanpur, cricket test against New Zealand, Shreyas Iyer scores century on debut as India were bowled out for 345 runs in the first innings. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back to the Midday News. President Ramnath Kovind has paid tributes to the martyrs and homage to the victims of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. In a tweet, Mr. Kovind said the nation will always be grateful for the bravery and sacrifice of the security forces who laid down their lives in the line of duty. Home Minister Amit Shah also paid tributes to those who lost their lives in the Mumbai 26/11 terror attacks. In a tweet, Mr. Shah saluted all the security personnel who bravely faced the terrorists. He said the whole nation is proud of their bravery and will always be indebted to their sacrifice. Maharashtra Governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari, Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar, Home Minister Dilip Walse Patil paid tributes to the martyrs of the 26/11 terror attack on its 13th anniversary at the Mumbai Police Headquarters Martyrs Memorial today. They also paid homage to the victims of the terror attack. On the night of November the 26th, 2008, 10 terrorists who had travelled from Pakistan to Mumbai via sea carried out series of shooting and bombings. The terrorists killed many people at CSMT station. They attacked Nariman House, Hotel Taj, Leopold Cafe and Trident Hotel. Mumbai police managed to capture the lone terrorist Ajmal Kasab alive and 9 others were killed by the NSG guards. More than 160 people lost their lives in the attacks, including ATS Chief Hemant Karkare, Ashok Kamte, Vijay Salskar and Tukaram Omble of Mumbai Police and NSG guard Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan. Meanwhile, India today said it will continue to make every effort to seek justice for the families of the victims and the martyrs of 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. External Affairs Ministry said it is a matter of deep anguish that even after 13 years of 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, the families of victims from 15 countries across the globe still await justice. A senior diplomat from the High Commission of Pakistan in India was summoned by the Ministry of External Affairs today. A note verbal reiterating India's call for an expeditious trial in the Mumbai terror attacks case and to abide by its commitment to not allow territories under its control for terrorism against India was handed over to him.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio on Sunday. It will be the 83rd episode of the monthly radio program. The Prime Minister has invited people to share their ideas for this month's episode. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said he wants to hear from people on possible themes and topics for this month's Mann Ki Baat. He urged people to share insights on MyGov, the Namo app, or record their message. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak, Jago. And now, let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
We, the people of India.
Today is Constitution Day, also known as Samvidhan Divas, which is celebrated in our country on the 26th of November every year to commemorate the adoption of the Constitution of India on this day in 1949.
On 26th November 1949, the Constituent Assembly of India adopted the Constitution of India, which came into effect from 26th of January 1950. The Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment on 19th of November 2015 notified the decision of the Government of India to celebrate the 26th day of November every year as Constitution Day to promote Constitution values among citizens.
स्वतंत्रता को बल देता है, समता न्याय का फल देता है, जिसकी बदौलत भारत देश को मिला यहाँ सम्मान है। भारत का संविधान है।
The Constitution of India was framed by the Constituent Assembly, set up under the Cabinet Mission Plan of 1946. The Assembly held its first meeting on the 9th of December 1946 and elected Dr. Sachidanand Sinha, the oldest member of the Assembly, as the Provisional President. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru called upon the members to take the pledge of dedication.
At this solemn moment, when the people of India, through suffering and sacrifice, have secured freedom, I, a member of the Constituent Assembly of India, do dedicate myself in all humility to the service of India and her people, to the end that this ancient land gain her rightful place in the world and make her full and willing contribution to the promotion of world peace and the welfare of mankind.
On December the 11th, 1946, the Assembly elected Dr. Rajendra Prasad as its permanent chairman. Highlighting the role of the Constituent Assembly and an infant nation, Dr. Rajendra Prasad said,
मैं ये भी मानता हूँ कि इस Constituent Assembly को पूरा अख्तियार, मुकम्मल अख्तियार इस बात का है कि वो अपनी कार्रवाई जिस तरह से चाहे करे, इसके अंदर वो जो कुछ करना चाहे करे और इसमें किसी भी बाहर की ताकत को अख्तियार नहीं है कि इसकी कार्रवाइयों में वो कुछ भी हस्तक्षेप या दखलंदाजी कर सके.
Members of the Constituent Assembly represented the different ideologies and diverse culture of our great nation. The Constituent Assembly set up 13 committees for framing the Constitution. The drafting committee under the chairmanship of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was charged with the Herculean task of preparing the draft constitution. He said,
"Let us leave aside slogans. Let us leave aside words which frighten people. Let us even make concession to the prejudices of our opponents. Bring them in so that they may willingly join with us on marching upon that road, which, as I said, if we walk long enough, must necessarily lead us to unity."
Despite the diverse opinions, the Constituent Assembly solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic.
Having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political.
The Constitution of India is the longest written constitution in the world, containing 395 articles, 22 parts, and 12 schedules. The sections on fundamental rights and fundamental duties in the Constitution of India lay down a foundation for the appropriate behavior and conduct of citizens. The directive principles guide that the state shall strive to promote the welfare of the people by securing and protecting, as effectively as it may, a social order in which justice, social, economic, and political, shall inform all the institutions of the national life.
Quality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual.
People of India are the ultimate custodians of the Constitution. It is in them that sovereignty vests, and it is in their name that the Constitution was adopted. The Constitution empowers the citizen, but the citizen too empowers the Constitution by following it, by protecting it, and by preserving it to make it more meaningful with words and deeds.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
The country has been observing November 26th as National Milk Day since 2014 to commemorate the birthday of Dr. Varghese Kurian, the father of India's White Revolution. This year is also the birth centenary year of Dr. Kurian, also known as the Milkman of India, who was the man behind Operation Flood. On to sports, in Indonesia Open Super 1000 event in Bali, India's ace shuttler and two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu beat South Korea's Sim Yoo-jin in a tough three-game match to reach the semi-finals. In Kanpur Cricket Test, New Zealand was 72 for no loss against India in their first innings in the post-lunch session of the second day when reports last came in. Earlier, India were bowled out for 345 runs in their first innings. Debutant Shreyas Iyer top scored for Team India with his maiden century. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. President Ramnath Kovind leads the nation in celebrating Constitution Day today, says development journey of India progressing on the strength of the Constitution. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says duty of citizens is to protect the rich values of the Constitution and introspect its significance. Over 120 crore 27 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive, recovery rate at 98.33%. Centre cautions states as new COVID variant detected in South Africa, Hong Kong and Botswana, asked to conduct rigorous screening of all incoming passengers from affected countries. Nation pays tribute to martyrs of the 26/11 terror attack on its 13th anniversary. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with people in the country and abroad in Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio on Sunday. Today is National Milk Day. And with that, we end the midday news.